Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. A couple weeks ago I got an iPad and I have spent a ton of time exploring the possibilities with it and organizing it how I like, and I feel like I'm finally ready to share with you guys what is on here. This thing has changed my life so much. I use it for literally everything. I'm so obsessed with it and I'm super excited to share with you guys today everything that's on here, so let's get started. Just for some quick basic information, I believe this is the 9th generation iPad and my case is just from Amazon. And then on the inside it does also have space for an Apple Pencil, so I have mine just sticking in on the side there. Now I did buy a screen protector. I'll leave the one that I bought linked down below as well. It's also from Amazon. It's one of the paper-like ones, so it's supposed to make writing a lot easier. I was trying to put it on before I started this video and it was just frustrating me so much because I couldn't get all the bubbles out. So I don't have that on right now, but I am gonna try again later, I think, because that would be really nice to have on, but it just was not happening earlier. So to get into the actual iPad, my lock screen I actually made in my last video. It's just a collage and vision board for 2023. If you guys are interested in how I made this, you can watch that video. I show you guys all the steps and everything. I am obsessed with it. I think it portrays exactly everything that I want for the new year. Now when you open my iPad, my background is just from Pinterest. This is another thing I had a hard time finding because since it's such a large screen, some of them will come up super blurry, but I feel like this one looks really good and I love the colors. I only have 2 pages, which I like personally. I use a lot of folders. I know some people don't do that, so they have a bunch of pages, but I really like how I have everything kind of just condensed and organized here. I'm actually first going to start with what I have on the bottom row here. I just have a bunch of the basic Apple apps that I feel like I use pretty frequently, and then to the right of that I have GoodNotes and Netflix. Now onto the actual first page, I have a lot of widgets on here, which I love widgets. I think they're so cool. The first couple in the left hand corner actually came on the iPad and I just left them like that because I actually really like them. It's just a clock, a notes widget, and then a calendar widget. And then to the right of that I have a couple of Pinterest widgets, which you will see a lot throughout my iPad. I love Pinterest widgets because basically you can select a board and then it will rotate. I think it's every hour it changes the photo. It is super cool, so it just like rotates through your board, so it's kind of changing it up, making it kind of fun, and you don't really have to do anything because I love going on Pinterest, and so I already have a whole bunch of boards, so I didn't have to like pick out what photos I wanted. It's just gonna do it for me, if that makes any sense. And then below that I have a Spotify widget where it just shows my most recently played albums and playlists, and then below that I have another Pinterest widget and then this little Apple widget which shows the charge percentage of all my devices. So right now it's just showing my iPad and my Apple Pencil, but if I connect my headphones or my AirPods, it'll show those there as well, which is super helpful, especially for the Apple Pencil and the headphones, because you can't just look up in the corner and see that percentage. So I really like having that there. I think that's super helpful. And then next to that I just have settings, and below that I have my first folder, which is titled editing. My iPad has come in so much handy for editing, so I have a couple different apps on here. The first one is Canva. This is the app that I use to create my vision board. And then I have Collageable, which is what I use to make collages for my thumbnails. Then I have Superimpose. I don't really know how to describe this, but basically you can cut out different like parts of images and put them on top of another image, if that makes any sense whatsoever. And then I have Procreate, which I've been loving to play around with. I haven't done it that much. I definitely want to really get into it. And then I also have iMovie, Facetune, YouTube Studio, which is basically where I can see all my analytics for YouTube, and it's also where I upload my videos and I can put in like the description, you know, all of that stuff. And then I have Fonto, which I use to make my thumbnails as well. Then next to that I have Spotify, and below that I have Pinterest, which going on Pinterest on my iPad has changed the game. I loved Pinterest in the first place, but doing it on my iPad is just so much better. And then next to that I have my second folder, which is titled Productivity. I have the Pages app, GoodNotes, which is something I also talked about in my last video. It basically is just like a digital notebook. You can create different notebooks. I really love this for planning. I've been using it to plan for YouTube and also just a lot of like my personal life stuff. Then I have Notion, which I have yet to get into, but I did download it because I know this is a great app to have on on your iPad. I tried to get into it a while ago on my laptop and it just was so confusing. I tried to watch some YouTube videos, but I just didn't even know where to start. So I have yet to get into that, but I am going to try to do that again soon. Then I have reminders and flip clock, which is basically just a clock where you can see the time. And it's just like a little like aesthetic thing. I like to kind of prop this up on my iPad just if I'm like studying or something, just to see the time. And also when we get to the next page, I have a widget with that up, which I will show you guys when we get there. And then below that, I just have a couple more Pinterest widgets. Then the next page is a lot more simple. At the top, I have that little flip clock widget. And then below that, I have a shopping folder where I just have Brandy Melville, Etsy, and Amazon. I'm sure as I continue to have my iPad, those apps will build. But I do most of my shopping on my phone. Same with social media, which is the next folder that I have. And here I just have TikTok, Snapchat, YouTube, Instagram, and Visco. This second page is for a lot of the stuff that I don't necessarily use as much. As I just said before, shopping and social media, I do a lot of that on my phone, but on the first page where I have editing, productivity, Pinterest, things like that, I use those a lot more on my iPad. But getting back to the second page, I just have 2 more Pinterest widgets, and then I just have some more of the Apple apps. I have shortcuts, color widget, contacts, Find My iPhone, clock, messages, maps, and camera. But yeah guys, that is all that is on my iPad. I feel like I kind of breezed through that pretty quickly, so if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask them down below. I have only had this for a couple weeks, as I said before, so I'm still kind of getting used to it. Definitely as I have it for longer, I will add more apps and different things like that that I find. But as of right now, I feel like this is just the perfect setup for me. I love it. I think it's so cute. And the way that everything is organized just works really well for me. And everyone's different, so everyone's gonna have their stuff organized differently. But yeah guys, thank you all so much for watching. Again, I will have the case and the screen protector linked down below if you guys are interested. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye guys.